GreatBigBore. Enjoying the tour series, and you brought up a point that I wanted to talk about a little bit, and maybe keep this part of the dialogue going because it's something I've really been thinking about a lot. I've seen some other people talk about it. Richard Coughlin, I think, has brought up this punishment thing, this whole idea of punishment, and I've been talking with my wife about this a lot. I've been talking with my kids about this a lot, in all honesty. I pretty much completely agree with everything that you said about mental illness. This whole idea that people do awful, horrible things for the simple pleasure of it, and this has never really made any sense to me. And the more I hear people talking about it, and the more I think about it and talk about it, the less sense it makes. I don't understand how someone could see someone like Andrea Yates and go, yeah, that's the act of a sane person. I don't see how someone could see the other lady that tried to drown all her kids and failed, I believe, I hope, a few years back. This is not the act of a sane person. And everybody else who gets put in prison for crimes, most of the things that they're doing aren't things that we should be locking people up for in the first place. They weren't doing anything what we would define as bad, harmful to others or to society in general. So I have to completely agree with you. This whole idea of punishment, this whole idea of bad people just doesn't make sense. And for everyone else, I'd like to ask you a question. If you disagree, think of the worst person, the most evil person you can possibly think of. Was he perfectly, completely sane? Were the things, or she, were the things that person did the act of a sane, mentally stable person? I don't think there's a good answer for that other than no. Furthermore, here's another question I'd like to ask some of you. Can you think of a single act, any horrible atrocity? Pick one, doesn't matter. Murder, rape, doesn't matter. Pick one. Can you think of a single instance where someone could consciously do something like that, consciously, completely, willingly, voluntarily, and think that it's the right thing to do, and and that person be considered mentally stable and sane? Those are my questions. GreatBigBore, thank you very much for touching on this topic like you did. I think this really needs to be talked about a whole lot more. This is a huge deal. I mean, we have the numbers of how many people are in prison right now. I mean, if even 100th of them, if even 100th of them were mentally ill or could be proven to be mentally ill, what the hell are we doing? I'm ddarklighter. We'll see you guys later.